Boelter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf from
Hey, Burleson, you're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you on a special Thursday night edition of the NorbCam Roundtable. Excited to get into this. Got a lot of news to talk about, some NFL and some not NFL related. But before we get into it with my panel, who will be joining me momentarily, if you like what you see, please hit that like button. That is again. Oh, wait. And there it is. The reconnection is successful. Okay. All right. Well, the usual internet glitches. Right now, it shows that we're live. Can somebody out there in the viewing audience tell me that this is happening? I see a signal. All right, we're just going to push through. We're going to just push through.
That's good. All
right. We'll see how it goes. Bumpy ride. Let me bring the panel on board right now and see what happens here. So, the round table is a little bit less round because we're missing a couple of people here today, but we do have Noah Boelter of the Boelt to my left right here. Noah, welcome back. It's good to see you again, man.
Appreciate you. It's great to be here.
And, of course, we got the winner of last week's trivia contest, a familiar face. This is the first time ever having a recurring guest on the show as a double winner of a NorbCam trivia contest. Welcome back, Colin, a.k.a. Golden Seahawk. Welcome back to the show, Colin.
Thanks, Norm. I'm so excited to be here again.
Yeah, man, you're obviously earned your spot here, winning twice. That's the first time to win it, go back and come back in again. So that's pretty cool. We will be joined by Calvin. He's just running a little bit behind. Surprise, surprise. And unfortunately, Seahawks Martin will not be joining us tonight. He's probably traveling around the world. He's always doing something, that kid. So we will catch him next time. But let's get into this as I see everybody in the chat talking it up. Norberto, I'm still trying to get a hold of you, man, because I know I got a special guest spot waiting for you, bro. The sports nerd, I know he's got trivia he wants to share with me, and we're going to do that eventually. Nick LaBow, Cameron Hughes, and a whole bunch of y'all still jumping in. Sky High Aviation, it was a pleasure having you on the show last time as well. Superdog 1038, FP Tony Lee, thanks for being here. So before we jump into it, I just got to say a little something. I literally just got home just not too long ago. So I was up in Mount Rainier camping with my girls. It's kind of our annual father-daughter camping trip that we do up there. So a couple of my friends whose daughters are friends of mine, we go up there for a few days, camping, hiking, doing all that kind of stuff, eating a bunch of junk food, the stuff that the moms don't want us to eat, all that great stuff, lots of s'mores by the campfire. So, I haven't even showered yet, man. I haven't showered in like 3 days or 4 days, man, so I stink. It's a good thing you can't smell on TV. So I've been cut off, literally. It's like once you get to a certain point on that drive up, you just literally, boop, internet's gone, and there is nothing. I have no internet, not Twitter, Instagram. I had no idea, which is kind of cool because everybody has to basically put their phones away, and it's just like hangout time, right? Enjoy nature and enjoy each other. It's really cool. But of course, on the way back, once the internet kicks in, it's just like alert time. All kinds of stuff going on. So all of a sudden, it's like, hey, Seattle. One of the first things I see is that, hey, Seattle's got a new. They finally named their NHL hockey team, the Seattle Kraken, which I know that name's been floating around for a while. So I know this isn't NFL related, but this is a pretty big deal since this has been in the works for a while. I want to get on my panel first. We'll kind of just get your guys' reactions to this. This is big. We only had. This is really like. We have we have a 4-team pro sports town right now. We've got the Seahawks, we've got the Mariners, we've got the Sounders, and we've got the Seattle Storm, the women's basketball team. That's kind of it, right? And now we've got 5. Now we've got an NHL team, which we haven't had in forever. So that's a pretty big deal. I'm personally not a huge hockey fan myself, but maybe you guys are. So let's just find out from our panel. Noah, let's jump with you. Actually, no, take it back. Let's go to Colin. He's our guest. We got to go to the guest first. So, Colin, what's your thoughts on this here in regards to this? Option to the right to the Seattle Kraken NHL team. What do you think about all this? Colin, you're a man of Few words. There he goes.
But,
All right, you're on,
sorry,
Colin.
you just glitched out for me. But
That's great.
anyway, I'm not a huge hockey fan, but I do like football and I do like basketball. And if Seattle's bringing in a hockey team to that arena, then I think there's a decent chance that they could bring in a basketball team soon. So I'm very excited that they're getting a hockey team, and I think this could mean even more good news in the future for Seattle.
Oh, I'm with you, man. If this is the price of admission to get a basketball team here, that's kind of, I think, what we all want. For all of us, for all those guys, for all of you who are hockey fans and have been dying to get hockey here in Seattle, well, more power to you. I hope you guys, just eat this all up. But for all of us who've just missed the days of the Sonics and just long to have that back, of having an NBA team back, this may be what we need to do. It's been in the works for a while. So Noah, how about you? What's your thoughts on the Kraken?
Hockey guy, but I'm going to be now. I absolutely love the idea of the Kraken. I've watched all the hype videos that they have. And so, for those of you, everyone knows what the Kraken is, right? It's like a squid-like creature, but the meaning behind it. So first of all, Seattle had the first team ever that was a USA-based team to win the Stanley Cup way back when. And so now we're showing homage to them with the logo as well. We have 4 different shades of blue, and I absolutely love blue, so this is great for me. There's deep sea blue, ice blue, bound.
Oh man, keep going with it.
The red eye is the color of the red is red alert, which means you need to be scared whenever you see it. I saw some of the uniforms already. I love the idea of the Kraken being in the Puget Sound, and I feel like of all places in the world to be, it's a little bit warmer than where it was supposed to be from, which is Norway and Germany, I believe. And if it was just off of those coasts, I would understand. It'd be a lot colder over there than up here in Seattle. So I think the Kraken could be in our water, and I think that it is an absolutely great thing. Like Colin said, this could be the key stepping stone for Seattle to get an NBA team back. And I think the world is going to see how much of a sports hub Seattle really is. Also, what's really big about this team name, it's the first male sports team in Seattle professionally to not end in an S. We have the Reign and the Storm, which are 2 female franchises, but it's the first male team, so it's a stepping stone for Seattle.
That's a future trivia question in the making right there. I'm going to jot that down. That's important stuff right there. That's a good point, though. Usually, anytime you have a team, there's an S to it. It's always that collective plural word. But you're right. The female teams here, Storm. Yeah, you're right.
Rain.
It's Rain. It's just it's always been that singular word. So Kraken, breaks the mold. But yeah, I think it's cool. I saw that hype video and I was like, this is off the hook, man. This is pretty cool. So. I'll definitely go check out a game. I'm like I said earlier, I am not a huge hockey fan. I don't know really much about. I kind of know how I kind of know how the game works. It's more interesting than soccer, at least in my opinion, because things are moving much more faster. But I'm definitely going to learn, and I'm going to. I look forward to the day I get into that arena and shoot my first live reaction to the Kraken hockey team. So that's going to be fun. The other thing, before I left, I knew that there was a lot of questions about what's happening between the NFL and the NFLPA and the disagreement about the health situation in terms of testing and all that. So again, I came back. I have not had a chance to research anything because I've been out of the loop. So I'm kind of leaning on you guys to help fill in the gaps for me. From what little bit I have seen is that it's still undecided, and it's a possibility that they might even cancel training camp. I guess I've got to ask you guys, what's the deal with that? Colin, come fill us in a little bit with what you think and what's going on with the look of the state of the season right now.
From what I think, I know that they've already canceled the entire preseason, and training camp is coming up in just a week or two. So I don't really think that it's going to be able to start on time, especially with all the facts that we don't know yet about the procedures that they're going to take. So personally, I think it's going to be delayed, but I don't think it'll be fully canceled. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. In the Super Chat, I got to say to X-Rat 3D 12th man for the Super Chat. C-Town, I can't wait. What up, Norb? Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And anytime you get the only thing more exciting than the devastation of losing a pro team is getting a pro team, because that is not an easy task, as we've known for years, because it's like 12 years since we lost the Sonics in 2008. So it's a pretty big deal to have this announcement come. Now the big question is, when will we get to be in the arena to see these games? That's the big question right now. But Noah, going into your outlook on things, yeah, they canceled all of preseason, but still, too many things to be figured out. Training camp is supposed to be right around the corner. Still no definitive date. What's your thoughts on what's happening here with the season? Uh-oh. And that's a nice look. Again. Sorry, Noah. Yeah, we're having great internet challenges here. Let's try that again. I think you're good. Noah, let's start over with your take on the NFL season so far, and what's going to happen, man? Are we going to have an NFL season?
Yeah, no, I believe in the fact that we are going to have an NFL season, because it means making money for very rich people, and rich people get rich by making money. So it follows their bottom line. It follows their philosophy. I do think there are going to be major adjustments, but you look at what the NBA has done over the past couple of days with the preseason. They have the screen in the back, and they have the fans, like, they're pumping in crowd noise. They keep people socially distanced, media personnel and statisticians on the sidelines, socially distanced. So they're making it happen in the NBA, and they've done a great job of being mobile and flexible to make it work. Now you look at baseball. Today is opening day. One thing I noticed, I'm watching the Dodgers game as we speak. I'm not paying attention, obviously, but it's on in the background, and you'll notice that in the stands, there are actually cardboard cutouts of a whole bunch of random people. And I was talking to my buddy, I was like, who are all these random people? And he told me that essentially fans can send in pictures of themselves to get cardboard cutouts on the sideline, and if it gets hit by a foul ball, they get the ball. And so it's a great interactive way, very flexible by the MLB. I look at the NFL, and you look at franchises. I believe Philadelphia was the team that said they're not having any fans this year, but Atlanta came out and said they plan on having fans this year. So, optimism in the NFL. There are certain teams, it's going to be a team-by-team basis if we're going to have fans in the stands. If not, I look to doing like a cardboard cutout to at least make it look good. So there's flexibility options for the NFL. With training camp, I definitely think it's going to be delayed. I've also heard rumors that there is a chance that they're going to have fewer teams on those rosters as they go through the stages of cutting players. There's just going to be fewer for each step. And obviously there's going to have to be constant COVID testing, but I do think it is possible for us to have a season, and I think it's going to take a team effort. As long as we all work together, the NFLPA wants to play, the NFL wants to play, so as long as we keep working together to make this happen, I think there's going to be a season.
Yeah, just the question of what kind of season will it be? How busted apart and scraped up will it be by the time they actually start it, and then by the time they get to the end of it? I must say, going back to the cardboard cutout thing, that is the coolest thing, actually. One of the most brilliant, ingenious ideas that they came up with. I think the Mariners had the same thing. Maybe it's league-wide, but I think for like $30, you can pay to basically have your face on one of those cardboard cutout things. And I don't know how much they paid for those ones that are behind the screen, because obviously those guys get significant airtime. And if you're somewhere else in another spot, you're not going to get seen as much. So I'm assuming they paid more to get that backstop spot. But that was really smart. I mean, actually, I've seen some clips of it, and it looks pretty good. I'm just psychologically, great. You feel like there's somebody there, because when you watch a show, all they're doing is sitting there anyway. Maybe someone's chomping on their hot dog or talking on the phone or something, but you don't really watch them carefully. So it fills in what would have been an otherwise empty spot. But these are all Band-Aids. These are all little things to kind of solve the temporary problem, which is at some point, how do you actually get people in the building, spending the money, back to normal? And we're a long ways from that. Calvin Domingo is back. I told you he was going to be joining us, and there he is. Calvin, welcome back to the show, man. It's good to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Sorry I'm late, but here I am.
All right, internet's been fun today, nice and garbly, and lots of hiccups and stuff. I could barely hear half of what you just said, so hopefully it'll be cleaned up as we go along. But we'll stick together around here. And the chat's pretty funny. They got a lot of people. The name of the fans, they want to call them the crackheads. I think that I'm sure the team is hoping that is not the way it's going to go, but that's pretty darn funny. What? Not your idea, Noah? The crackheads?
I won't take credit for it, but I'll definitely.
And the internet strikes once again.
Oh, did you not hear me?
Yeah, cut off, man. Sorry, man. It's been one of those days.
Oh, I said I can't take credit for it. I didn't come up with it, but I will definitely embrace and endorse it. I love it.
I think it's pretty
I almost
cool.
want to like open videos like, "What's up, my crackheads?" Like, this is your imagination.
Okay, now
We're
it's
not
back.
really here.
I think we're back. Let's see if it's back again. This is gonna make trivia really fun. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. Well, we'll just we'll keep rolling with this. Hey, Seahawks Martin in the house.
Hey,
Hey, so Calvin, now that you're with us, man, I just want to get a couple of quick thoughts from you, assuming we can hear your voice. Do you like the Kraken, the new name for the team for the NHL, man? What do you think?
I mean, I was surprised. I guess I kind of like it. It's new. It's something different. It's original. I don't know of any other franchises, that have that name. But I mean, I'm not really a hockey guy. When I heard the news, I kind of thought about basketball and how that brings us one step closer to hopefully bringing NBA basketball back to Seattle. But yeah, that was kind of just my reaction to the news.
Yeah. And we then start talking about the situation with preseason completely canceled now in the NFL. Training camp up in the air. What's your thoughts on how are things going to go with this season? Will there still be a season? If so, what's it going to look like?
Oh, most definitely. I think, as Noah mentioned earlier, everything's going to be delayed. They already talked about how there's potentially going to be no preseason. I think that's very realistic. I think it should happen. But I think that football is definitely still happening just because there's too much money to be made. As selfish or as greedy as that might sound, I mean, I feel like sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.